Normally you can see a long ways down the Red Deer River here at Dry Island Buffalo Jump, but too much smoke again. Had I been out here a little earlier, well, it might have been better. But thanks to a flat tire, I didn't get out here till early afternoon. It was hot and smoky. The kingbirds were sitting in the shade. Ducks and shorebirds at Swalwell Dam were walking on mud that should have been underwater. It seems a little early, but these guys are already harvesting peas just east of Three Hills. I guess that dry weather has done somebody some good. The crops, in fact, looked a little bit better than they do further south. This pretty blonde barley was waving in the wind. But that same wind that was tousling the barley was blowing all the smoke into the Red Deer River Valley. I'd kind of hoped to explore the Badlands here, but, well, you know, it was just too hard to see very much. Unless you were right up close to things like these chokecherries, most of the landscape was just kind of indistinct. These trees, and don't get alarmed, there's some yellow leaves there, but it's just because everything is dried out. They were barely 100 meters away and they were still hazy. I pondered walking along the cliffs for a little ways because they are super interesting, but it was hot and smoky, and even the sunflowers were wilting. So I kept on rolling. And not very far up the road I came across these ponds that were covered with duckweed. There were hundreds of snails on the surface, along with this little wood frog, and they were just grazing like little shelled cattle. The duckweed just floated along with their roots hanging in the water. But beyond these guys, not many ducks in the duckweed. There was, though, one very determined grasshopper. I watched this guy swim halfway across the pond. Finally, he got to shore. The wind shifted around and, yes, even more smoke blew in. But by now it was late afternoon and edging on evening, and the light was getting nicer. It was still kind of gray, especially around patches of water. But as the sun started going down, the smoke started giving the sunlight a nice amber glow. I headed west again now, and the sun was turning into molten copper. The wind dropped, the greens really started to glow. This mule deer trotted across a field, his summer coat catching the light. The sun was just about to kiss the horizon, and the world was bathed in a beautiful amber glow. Yeah, I got a late start on a smoky day, but that put me right here for the best of it.